Hello everyone, welcome back to a good old classic German girl in London, England, wherever, somewhere in England video. So I actually went through the notes on my phone today and I found this note which is from 2018 and it is a video idea that I have just never done, but today I felt like doing it. So the video today is about 4 German habits that I don't really see in England a lot, but are very common back home in Germany. There will actually be a part 2 to this series because I specifically have some kitchen habits as well, so I think I'll make a separate video about those. But let's get started with just some German habits that are not that common here. Doesn't mean that they're not done at all, but not as common. So the first one is lüften. And it just means to just air out rooms like your house, opening the window, especially Stoßlüften, which is a thing that Germans do usually in the morning where they will open all of their windows to completely change the air inside their house. You also do this in schools, you do this kind of everywhere, it's just a thing, and it's kind of a joke. I think when people live with Germans, they're always like, why are you always opening the windows? But it's just a super German thing. And I feel like the reason why it's not done as much here in England is because your windows are usually Victorian or they open really strangely. So German windows you can usually open auf Kipp, which looks like this, or you can open them all the way. So that makes it really easy to clean them, but also just means that, again, loads of air can come in, loads of air can go out. But your windows usually only open like a tiny little bit, or you can maybe if you have sash windows, you can lift them up, but you can never really open the whole window. It's quite rare. Maybe in new builds, they're doing that now, but I haven't really seen it. So I feel like that might be a reason why it's not done. But in general, I haven't really ever seen a British person have like an air out routine in their house. So it seems to be quite a German quirk. Let me see on my list next. The next thing is Ruhezeiten. A very German word, and it just means kind of quiet hours or quiet times. And I know that you do have laws and kind of restrictions in the UK, like we do in Germany, that you can't have a super loud party on a weeknight at like 1 AM, or maybe you shouldn't be mowing your grass at midnight, and you maybe if you live in an apartment block you shouldn't have your washing machine on spin at night. But in Germany, as far as I remember, there are very specific things. So like on Sundays you can't do any loud work, any DIY, you can't mow your lawn. During the week it's usually between 3 and I want to say 4, or like 2 and 4, you can't do any loud work. You kind of just have to be quiet, and there are actually, the times are set out, I think by your community, maybe by the state, I'm not really sure. But it's a very big thing, and if you do something to the contrary, then you will get called out and your neighbours will get really upset with you. There have been many things like debates about people hoovering after like 8 PM, and it's caused a lot of issues. So neighbourhood wars are kind of ripe in Germany. So I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like here in England I've never had an issue with that. Like, I've never called out another neighbour for being loud, but I've also never been really called out. So I feel like it's way more chill. But yeah, so that's another one. Then the third one is, it's not specifically a German one because I know a lot of cultures actually do this, but it is taking off your shoes when you walk into a house or your own house. Now, I've had some parties here in the UK and usually all the people will just come in with their shoes on. That's a big no in Germany, so I don't really know anyone that would let you in with shoes on. So when you get to a house you have to take your shoes off, and then sometimes you'll be given either thick socks or you'll be given like house shoes. Sometimes you'll just walk on your socks, but like the inside of the house is kind of seen as like the clean area. Similarly, a lot of Germans won't sit on their bed with street clothes, so they won't sit on their duvet with clothes that they've worn outside, like they've been on the bus with, etc. Not everyone's like that, but I know a lot of people that wouldn't do that. So yeah, here in England I always take my shoes off when I get home, even though some other people don't. That's just a habit, and I've always done it like this, and I've always only known it like this. And lastly, it's one that I've also pointed out when I lived in the US, but it is sparkling water. I think it is actually getting bigger here. I've also converted quite a few people. I have a soda stream now that I got for Christmas, and I basically offer everyone that comes to my house the option between filtered water or sparkling water, and you know, more and more people are picking the sparkling water. But still, I don't think it's like the standard. So in Germany, generally, if you will go out to a restaurant or to someone's house, if you ask for water, the standard is usually sparkling water, and we have different kind of levels of sparklings. If you go to a supermarket, you'll have like lightly sparkling, medium sparkling, very sparkly, super sparkly. It's just a big market, I guess, and almost everyone drinks sparkling water. There will be the odd person who doesn't like it, but growing up, I've pretty much always only had sparkling water, never just plain tap water. So yeah, I think that might also be part of why you always pay for your water in Germany. So even if you go to a restaurant and ask for tap water, you'll pay for it. But if you just ask for water, you'll most likely get sparkling water, and you'll pay like €2 for a bottle of that. But yeah, so I just thought that was quite interesting. These are like 4 German habits that are not really here in the UK or in England, or at least not that I've seen. And I've pretty much kept all of them except for maybe the airing out, because I live in a Victorian house, so it's hard for me to open windows. I got these 2, I don't know if you can see them, but I got 2 Velux windows that are both broken, so that's helpful. But yeah, let me know if you have come in contact with any of these habits before, what you think of them, or if you maybe do them even though you are British. I'd be very interested in that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.